MHK All Day, our reporter Dawson Wagner sat down with a local drag queen to learn how to do his makeup in the spirit of the 16th annual K-State Drag Show happening tonight.
And our sports team met with the local roller derby team, Stone Cold Foxes, to learn about this women's contact sport.
We'll have more for you later on in the show here at Weber Arena, so stay tuned.
Welcome to MHK All Day. I'm Amelia Andrews.
And I'm Monica Diaz. Here shortly we will hear a story about a local winery as a nice Valentine's Day idea.
But first we'll send it to Miriam Chamberlain for our news update in 90 seconds.
Welcome to News in 90. I'm Miriam Chamberlain. Reports of an intolerable smell from residents living at the Lynx Apartments led to a discovery of a dead body. The time frame of the death is believed to occur between November 4th, 2019 and January 22nd, 2020. The hazmat team came to retrieve it 2 days after police confirmed it was a 33-year-old male body. This has led to an ongoing civil suit between neighbors of the deceased and the Lynx Apartments. The community managed to move neighbors to another building, but would have to pay an additional security deposit while only eligible for partial refund of their previous deposit. U.S. Army Fort Riley soldier Jarrett William Smith pleads guilty to 2 counts of distributing information related to explosives, destructive devices, and weapons of mass destruction. Back in September of 2019, a release to the public stated that Smith clearly identified instructions for making an explosive device to a person working undercover for the FBI while stationed at Fort Riley. Sentencing is set for May 18th. Actors Issa Rae and Lakeith Stanfield played lovers in The Photograph, a new romantic drama from Will Packer, the producer of Girls Trip and Night School. The plot consists of an investigation that leads to an unexpected romance with a rising journalist. The Photograph hits theaters today on Valentine's Day. That's all your news in 90. I'm Miriam Chamberlain for MHK All Day.
In the spirit of Valentine's Day, we are introducing our segment, Dinner and a Date. If you're looking for a romantic place to go with your significant other or a place to kick back and celebrate a Galentine's Day, then we have the place for you. Four years ago, David and Danielle Tegmeyer opened Liquid Art Winery and fulfilled David's biggest dream. David makes all the wines and ciders for the company, which he learned at an early age.
I planted my first vineyard when I was about 15 years old on my family's farm northeast of here, and started making wine back when I was in high school, just out of curiosity. And me and my wife decided that Kansas was where we wanted to build our winery someday.
Danielle and David have learned how to work together as husband and wife as well as business partners. After an accident that caused David to go blind for over a year, his wife helped take over and learn how to run that side of the business.
So a lot of people ask us, how do you guys run a business being a married couple? We very much compartmentalize our job. So if he helps me in the tasting room, he knows that I make the final call. If I'm helping him in the winery, he's my boss. So we very much respect each other's roles as well as recognize each other's strengths and weaknesses. After his accident, I had to wear more hats than I was already wearing, but yet he was able to communicate well enough on what he needed from me, and so I was able to step in to help him accordingly.
The Tegmeyers offer a place to cozy up by the fire and drink wine or cider year-round, or a place for friends to gather and celebrate Galentine's. Planning dinner and a date for Valentine's Day? How about a place with great views, endless wine, and oozes with love? Some Manhattan residents took to Liquid Art to celebrate Galentine's with yoga and wine. Bethany Rich went to Liquid Art and enjoyed participating in Galentine's Day.
I like to celebrate Galentine's Day because it's just fun to hang out with your girlfriends. It's fun to share the love. It's a good day to go out and have fun and drink wine and enjoy each other's company.
Haley Bruna also went to the winery to celebrate Galentine's with her friend. She understands the need to celebrate with your significant other, but there is a need for Galentine's.
I think it's really cool just to have a day, like there's a day to celebrate your significant other, but I think it's cool to have a day just to have an excuse to go out with your girlfriends and spend time with them.
Whatever you choose, David has a piece of advice for all on Valentine's Day.
I like to say for Valentine's Day is roses only last a matter of days, possibly weeks, and then they fade away, where a rosé can last for years. And you want your relationship to last not a couple days, but for years, right? So might as well buy wine instead of roses.
Whether you're celebrating with your significant other, enjoying Galentine's, or hanging with the guys, enjoy time with dinner and a date. In Manhattan, I'm Monica Diaz, MHK All Day. Liquid Art has events throughout the year such as open mics, yoga and wine nights, and more.
For many K-Staters, being involved with the rodeo team is something they have done their entire lives. For head coach of K-State, Casey Wynn, it's quite a different story. Wynn decided to make the move from Utah to Kansas 5 years ago. While in Utah, he was a middle school teacher and a wrestling coach for 21 years. When he realized that he wanted to change, he sat down with his wife and told her his idea. Now 5 years into coaching at K-State, he says it's clear that he made the right decision. Both the students and team look up to him for the leadership and guidance he brings to the program and their lives.
Coach Wynn means the world, man. I came out here and he improved my riding phenomenally. He came out here and just really helped me focus on what I needed to get done to be better in the arena, which is a great thing. And he's also a really down-to-earth person. You can go to him and talk about anything you ever need. He'll be there and support you with everything, so it's a good thing.
K-State will host their annual rodeo today through Sunday. Reporter Molly Hackett is live at Weber Arena to give you a live look at what events will take place over the weekend. Molly?
Hi, I'm here with head coach Casey Wynn and Cassidy Hoffman of the K-State Rodeo team. Thank you guys for joining us today. Can you tell me a little bit about what to expect this weekend from the K-State Rodeo?
We'll have over 450 contestants here, all the rodeo events, women's teams, men's teams. There's 20 schools from all over Kansas and Oklahoma that are here this weekend.
Very nice. And then Cassidy, what events will you be competing in today?
So I will be in the breakaway roping and the barrel racing, and I'm up tonight in the 7:30 perf.
Perfect. And then when you talk about as a team and how you've prepared this season, how long have you guys been getting ready for this rodeo in particular?
They let us here in Weber Arena the 1st of November, and so we practice in here as much as we can through November until now so that we're ready to take advantage of home court advantage.
And then what are your hopes for this weekend, Cassidy?
Smooth. I think if we can run a smooth rodeo, I think that'll be great, and I think we'll get a lot of contestants and we get a lot of people in here, and it's a really cool experience to be in this barn, so I think a lot of people will have a lot of fun.
Very nice. And then you talked a little bit about that home field advantage. What is it like getting to compete at home at K-State for you guys?
It's a little nerve-wracking because this is our home rodeo. You know, sometimes you want to do better here than you can, but otherwise it's a great feeling. We have an amazing facility, so that's a great thing to have.
Coach, what do you think on that?
Yeah, it's a great crowd. We'll pack this place on Friday and Saturday night, and so, you know, it's K-State proud. They scream and yell for the kids on our team, and it makes it fun for them and for us as a team as well.
Perfect. Well, thank you for joining us. I'm sending it back to you at the desk.
Up next on MHK All Day, we visited local record store Sisters of Sound to see if the stats based on the rise of vinyl sales are holding up to be true.
Perfect. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
H1 minus H2 plus V1 squared minus V2 squared all over 2.
Are you ready?
I email my professors, I get an answer. They're participating in the discussion boards. You just feel really connected, and that was a unique experience for me. I'm not new to distance programs. I'm a military wife. Been to 6 different colleges in 4 different states, so I've definitely taken some online classes, and K-State does it very differently, and they pull it off beautifully. I don't know how, but I'm just glad.
Welcome to K-State. We're so excited all of you came to visit us here on campus. We're going to be starting our tour here in front of Anderson Hall, which is our administrative building and kind of our iconic building on campus. It houses our president's office and our vice president for student life. All right, let's get started. We're going to be going to the Union next. It houses our whole...
I had taken online classes before, but Kansas State was really great because it was so organized, and like all the teachers and professors were so helpful, and they just went beyond to help me to get the degree that I was looking for.
Welcome back to MHK All Day. Tonight, the 16th annual drag show will be held in McCain Auditorium. Reporter Dawson Wagner had the opportunity to interview one of the main cast members that will be in tonight's performance.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Doing Drag with Dawson. And today we're going to be having Lil Kim Chi as our guest. Hi. And we're going to be doing a makeup session of being able to figure out my persona, who I want to become as a drag queen, or potentially a bio drag queen, drag king. So we'll get a little bit into the details first, but Lil Kim Chi, if you'd like to introduce yourself, how long have you been doing drag, and what kind of inspired you in the first place to get started with it?
Sure. I'm Lil Kim Chi. I've been doing drag for almost 10 years, mostly in the Manhattan Junction City area, but I've also performed upstate in Lawrence, Wichita pretty regularly. I started doing drag because I didn't want to. I kind of got forced into it, but once I kind of figured out that it was fun and people liked seeing me perform, I just kept doing it. So
fantastic. Well, the whole reason why we're actually putting on makeup and doing drag is for tonight, actually, the show at McCain Auditorium that you will actually be participating in, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. And what's your persona or your Little Kim Chi act that you'll be doing specifically?
I like to think that I'm kind of a funny queen, but as far as my performances go, I really like to interact with the audience, kind of do top 40s numbers, and just kind of really have a fun personality,
awesome.
Which I think you'll see tonight.
Fantastic. Well, in terms of my persona, I want to kind of figure out and walk through the steps of what it takes to put on makeup. And so I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and send this into a time lapse of you kind of helping me and walk through. And then at the end, we'll wrap things up with both of us having our makeup and everything put together with both of what you have with Lil Kim Chi and me as a potential sailor that I hope together. So we'll go ahead and get that time lapse started.
We can set together.
Why not?
Yeah,
Perfect.
just spray it
You
all
just,
over.
you just spray it. Perfect.
Yeah.
How cool.
It says extra.
Oh, that's perfect. I love that. Okay, great. All right, perfect, Kim Chi. Well, thank you so much for letting us get together like this. I think we look fantastic, honestly. And I wish you luck, though, on tonight and everything else. And I think we should just end it off with a little photo shoot of us at the very end. So if you'd like to do that right now, we can go ahead and get some shots, if that's okay. We can just stand up and take them together. Perfect. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Kim Chi, and we look forward to seeing you on Friday, all right?
Thank you.
Yeah.
The pre-show starts at 6:30 this evening with the main drag show at 7 p.m.
For the first time in decades, vinyl music sales accounted for more than a third of all physical music distribution in 2019. Reporter Kaylie McLaughlin was in Aggieville to see if local businesses are noticing the shift.
In the age of streaming and subscription-based music libraries, music is just a click away. But recently, vinyl and CDs are becoming more popular. Co-owner of Sisters of Sound, Sarah Kunnick, says she's noticed the shift toward analog music.
The demand for vinyl and physical media has gone up. When we first started, I think we were probably, selling about 50-50 with CDs and vinyl slowly rose to the top, and now CDs even and cassette tapes have kind of started coming up, and that physical media there's been a demand for that.
The return to retro is more than just about nostalgia. It's about returning to music at its finest. Manhattan local Noelle France is an avid music consumer. She says the experience of listening to physical media music is better than just listening on a phone.
I definitely think when you're listening to a cassette or a vinyl record, it definitely takes you back to that time period when that's all they had.
And it's not just the hipsters or people into really obscure music who are turning back the clock.
Well, I think you've got a lot of people that have never even dealt with CDs. It's something magical, you know, and the sound quality is so much better. There's so much of a difference between, you know, your MP3, you know, download at like 192 and something that is like this fully analog, you know, wave. I mean, that's the way we were meant to listen to music.
From Manhattan, Kaylie McLaughlin for MHK All Day.
So do you have a record player, Monica?
I don't, but after seeing that, definitely thinking about getting one.
Yeah, I think you should. Later in the show, I'll be teaching you how to make a 3-ingredient vegan cake and how to exercise with bungee cords.
Don't go anywhere, we have our sports and wellness segment up next.
H1 minus H2 plus V1 squared minus V2 squared all over 2.
Are you ready?
I email my professors, I get an answer. They're participating in the discussion boards. You just feel really connected, and that was a unique experience for me. I'm not new to distance programs. I'm a military wife. Been to 6 different colleges in 4 different states, so I've definitely taken some online classes, and KState does it very differently. And they pull it off beautifully. I don't know how, but I'm just glad.
Welcome to K-State. We're so excited all of you came to visit us here on campus. We're going to be starting our tour here in front of Anderson Hall, which is our administrative building and kind of our iconic building on campus. It houses our president's office and our vice president for student life. All right, let's get started. We're going to be going to the Union next. It houses our pool.
I had taken online classes before, but Kansas State was really great because it was so organized, and like all the teachers and professors were so helpful, and they just went beyond to help me to get the degree that I was looking for.
Welcome back to MHK All Day. Today for sports, reporter Anna Christianson visited a local roller derby team just down the road in Junction City, the Stone Cold Foxes.
It was a freak accident. I don't know what happened. She like went down in a weird way, and I saw her leg like bend in a way it's not supposed to.
I witnessed someone break their wrist. About 10 minutes into the entire bout, she crashed into someone, snapped her wrist, and she was out for the rest of the game.
A girl behind me got taken out of the knees and went down, and she stuck her hand out and palmed the back of my head like a basketball. And then as she's falling, she sent me poof, and I hit the ground like forehead first and did like a somersault.
I drove the 2.5 hours back home and went to the emergency room. Ended up in a cast for 6 weeks.
These ladies are tough as nails, and roller derby is a full contact sport, but it also requires a lot of strategy and exceptional skating skills.
What I love about roller derby is no matter how much aggression, competition is on the rink, as soon as that final whistle blows and the skates come off, it's just one big family. The after parties are both teams singing, laughing, having a great time. I just really love that community, that we can have that competition on the rink and that friendship off the rink.
While injuries can be brutal, that camaraderie and sportsmanship means roller derby is no worse than any other full-contact sport.
So with any kind of competitive contact sport, you know, if you're hitting or you're falling and things, sometimes just accidents happen and some people get hurt.
I needed a support group while John was deployed, and now I've found a little family, so it's like really nice. All the girls are super supportive and like very understanding and very helpful.
Having a community to support you is essential when coping with anything from a deployed spouse to living with a mental illness. A group like the Stone Cold Foxes roller derby team can be a haven for many women.
Anyone who works in mental health will tell you the things you can do to feel better are exercise, socialize, routine. Roller derby was the one place where I could meet up with people who, one, believed I could do things and believed in me. Nobody there treated me like I was too weak or too stupid to do things. I've never experienced a stronger sense of teamwork or more toughness that I've seen than in roller derby women.
Growing stronger together, these Stone Cold Foxes have found a place to compete as a team and come together as a family. In Junction City, I'm Anna Christianson, MHK All Day.
Hopefully you haven't given up on your New Year's resolution to get in shape, because I'm going to be showing you a new alternative fitness class offered here in Manhattan. Today I'm going to be shadowing a Bungie Cardio class at Little Apple Pilates, and later on I'll be showing you how to make a healthy snack if you're trying to avoid fast food. But first, let's go check out the class. I heard that this is the only studio in the state of Kansas that has a Bungie Cardio class. How did you get interested in this?
We do aerials, so we were always up off of our feet anyways, and one of the clients had said, hey, I saw this, would you consider bringing this here? And we already had all the supplies we needed, so I just went and got formally trained in Los Angeles. When you go to do something new or do something familiar, just try to have fun with it, because then you'll want to do it, and then you're open to all the benefits of it instead of thinking that you have to perform or be something. So
yeah, I love that fitness can actually be fun. I think that's what your studio really brings to us. So Bungie Cardio is not my best fitness regimen, but I'm going to be making you guys a recipe that I think is going to knock it out of the park. I'm going to be making you a vegan cake for one. It is flour-free, sugar-free, dairy-free, you name it. Super healthy, and it only has 3 ingredients. So I actually made one earlier so I could show you guys the end result, and I'm just going to pop it out of the oven real quick. So this is what it should look like. As you can see, I put a little bit of pecans on top because I just wanted to add it to the decor. I decided to try a little taste and see how it turned out. All right, it's a little crumbly, but it's okay. That's delicious. It tastes very healthy. I would definitely recommend it to my friends and family. Well, thank you so much for following me today on my fitness journey through my Bungie Cardio class and trying my new vegan recipe. In Manhattan, Kansas, I'm Amelia Andrews with MHK All Day. Bungie Cardio classes are held from 3:30 to 4:30 on Wednesdays and Fridays at Little Apple Pilates. Stay tuned for some plans for the weekend and a look at weather.
The limestone embedded in our history is the foundation of who we have become and what we can become tomorrow. We find inspiration in the past, new possibilities in our present, and anticipation for tomorrow's journey. Yesterday's triumphs are today's proud traditions, a transformation where a hall becomes a home, students become family, and research becomes reality. How do we build upon K-State's strong foundation? Innovation, collaboration, you.
Your identity is who you are.
Feels pretty good. Hurts a little bit when I'm putting pressure on it, but not too bad.
What's your pain level at?
Probably like a 3.
Okay, cool. So much better than yesterday.
Yeah, a lot better.
All right. Well, I'm going to start to slow it down now.
Okay.
taking the classes and in being in industry, a lot of the classes were super applicable to going out in the industry. So it's things that are actually being taught in the real world and what are needed in the real world. There were a number of classes that you could take exactly what you learned and walk into a job and say, I've done this, and this is exactly how they're doing it, and the company should feel comfortable that you know what you're talking about. It's really tangible to what you're going to do once you graduate. So that's been the best part, I'd say.
The best kept secret in Manhattan is not a secret anymore. I'm Wyatt Thompson, the voice of the Wildcats, and welcome to JP's Sports Grill. With daily chef-inspired specials, a full bar, and a diverse menu that has something for everyone, this place is guaranteed to impress. JP Sports Grill, your new favorite spot.
Do you need some weekend plans? Well, don't fret. We've got you hooked up. Here are some local events happening this weekend in Manhattan that you might want to check out. Tonight, take your sweetheart to a nice Valentine's date of a murder mystery dinner. And as we heard earlier in the show, the 16th annual drag show is taking place in McCain Auditorium.
Tomorrow morning at Seco Park is the Indoors Farmers Market. Another event happening tomorrow that caught our attention is Puppies in a Pool adoption event. Paul's Adoption Group is hosting an adoption event with puppies in a pool photo booth, also a kissing booth for those of you who are less pool inclined. This is happening at Elevation Studios in Manhattan.
To round out the Valentine's weekend, the Flint Hills Volunteer Center will be hosting their annual Father-Daughter Sweetheart Dance. This event will also be happening at the Wareham Opera House at 3 p.m.
And the weather this weekend seems to be pretty consistent once we get through the upper 30s on Friday. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday will be in the mid-50s, but getting back down to the February 30s on Tuesday.
Okay, so with this weather, what do you have planned for this evening for Valentine's?
I am going to be painting in the Ville at that studio. It's like Uncorked, something like that.
Okay. Have you ever done that before?
I'm not artistic whatsoever, but I'm super excited to try it. Okay. What about you?
I think we are going to dinner and a movie, hopefully.
That's sweet.
That'll be good to celebrate Valentine's Day, kind of stay local, especially since there's so many things going on in the Manhattan area.
Exactly.
So that'll be fun. And there's so many events for the weekend. Anything that you're doing this weekend?
I do want to check out the rodeo.
Okay.
As you showed, I've been to rodeo before, but it's been a while, and I'm super excited. It's like my first one in like 4 years.
Okay.
I know, I haven't been since freshman year.
That'll be awesome. I know the KState Rodeo is definitely something that's been a big thing around campus, so that'll be great. But other than that, I mean, there's events on campus, and there's also going to be stuff all throughout the community, especially that farmer's market now that the winter season is kind of wrapping up. That'll be wonderful to have that farmer's market. So, yeah, and that's about the farmer's market will be really great, but that's all we have time for this week for MHK All Day.
Okay, thank you for tuning in, and see you next week.